Okay, I wanted just very quickly to spend some time looking at the new table layout because there's some particularly useful information here to help you progress your investigations more smoothly and to improve the workflow overall. What we're looking at right now is the findings view with the new table layout. You can see displayed here in the left-hand side are your flags. Next to the flags, I have findings, and you'll notice that these are actually sorted in this case by this downward pointing arrow, which is indicating that the highest findings will be shown at the top. I can simply change that sort order by clicking at the top of the column, and the sort will be rearranged. The columns, as before, will remain completely interchangeable, so we can drag and drop the columns to move them. They're resizable by simply grabbing the border of the column. And the actual columns that are displayed can be chosen by coming up here to the top right and selecting this icon here, which gives you a list of all of the columns that you have currently available. You can see I have 2 missing at the moment. If I wanted perhaps to remove another one of these, maybe the tactics column, I could do so by simply removing the tick from that box, but I'm going to pop that back there because that's quite a useful column to have displayed. We can see that in this case, the MITRE-ATT&CK mappings are shown at the very top here. And I can see that everything in the column is listed out in an order that makes sense to me and my settings and the way I want this displayed right now. So I can see what flags have been applied, what findings have been applied, which asset we're talking about, and what the finding itself is actually described as, along with the tactics and techniques that have been mapped to that, and so on with all of the other evidence categories here. Quite a nice reminder here now towards the bottom of the table. I can see that's just making me aware of the fact that I'm not actually seeing everything and that I do have filtering applied. So it's always worth bearing in mind that you may not be seeing everything that you thought you were. So time to refresh yourself on what filters you have in place. We have some very nice new capability at the top of every column here. As you can see, there's a magnifying glass for each column. When I hover over that magnifying glass, I get a number of switches or options available to me here, such as contains, does not contain, starts with, ends with, etc. And if I need to reset the column, I can hit reset here. On top of that, I can simply type into this column as well to do a keyword search in the column. So if I just put, let's go for start to type detection, you can now see that everything has been filtered down with the word detection in that particular column. Again, if I click on the hover over the magnifying glass itself, I can reset any filters that may be in place for that particular item. When I select an item, if I come down to the very bottom, in my case here, this is where I can see the details of that particular item that's been selected. If I wish to make the view a little bit bigger, I can drag that window up and I can see the full details of this particular item that I've got highlighted. So this includes things like the file path, the hash value, and any date and time stamps associated with that particular item. Here's a new feature over here on the right-hand side, which is this at the click of a button. This gives me the ability to change the docking position of the details pane. So at the moment, we have it at the bottom of the screen. If I click on it, it'll move it to the right of the screen and place it in the horizontal view. Again, I can grab that edge of the window and make it bigger so that I get a better display of all of the metadata associated with the article that we have highlighted. So it's a preference thing. I can put it back down at the bottom of the window again simply by clicking that button. Other features that you may already be familiar with, you have the ability to export this table out to CSV here. We have the ability to apply advanced filters. These have been improved to allow us to be more granular with adding our conditions, and you can choose from a whole variety of conditions here and values once you've chosen the actual items you want to filter on. You can do this by groups as well. So if you wanted to group your conditions, you can do that within the advanced filters. So we just come back to the table view.